I understand Hayes have got a new white paper on diversity.
Yes, absolutely. Released just recently.
What was the impetus behind that?
Well, Hayes as an organisation has been concerned with diversity for a long time. Our workforce ourselves is very diverse, and we've been an employer of choice for women for the last 11 years. But recognising that diversity is much wider than just gender diversity, we wanted to produce something that we could give to our clients to support them in their own endeavours to create a more diverse workforce.
And have you felt, being an employer of choice and having that gender balance, has that improved Hayes' results?
Certainly, I think it gives us the ability to relate better to the diverse markets that we work in.
Right.
I think when we started thinking about diversity, it was gender-based, as most companies do, but as we've moved on and started to recruit different types of people, that's helped us relate better in our different geographical locations.
Okay. Faye, I also understand that Hayes are very strong in the contingent area with MSPs globally. To me, it's a bit of a paradox, contingent and diversity. I mean, I need speed. Do I have the time for diversity? How would you explain that?
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's a difficult one because where workforces are becoming more reliant on contingent labour, a lot of organisations are starting to focus on that. But with that speed component, unless organisations are planning, so doing quite substantial workforce planning before they get to the point where they need to hire contingent labour, it is very difficult to find it. The only way around it is really to have HR aligned with the strategic plan for the organisation so that those candidates can be talent pooled and utilised when they're needed. But that really is the only way around. You can get around the speed and the need for diversity in that talent.
And you mentioned in another conversation sourcing. Is that integral in the diversity element?
Absolutely. Where you're looking to work in specific categories of diversity, so for example, individuals who maybe have a disability or possibly people from the Indigenous population, to find the people with the right skills or people that you can train and have a desire to learn to potentially do new jobs so that you can incorporate them in your workforce does sometimes take some time. So that talent pooling allows you to gather those individuals and start preparing them to enter the workforce.
So I also understand that you use a range of technologies in your contingent workforce. Does that support, in terms of reporting and analytics, the diversity element of what you're trying to do?
Absolutely, and I think the important thing to note is that without technology, if you are a large organisation, it's almost impossible to track what your diversity ratios are because you simply can't see them. So most definitely, if you're running software over the contingent workforce that you've got, it is much easier to capture that information, to report on it, to monitor it, and therefore to improve it.
And do you have any examples from clients that in the contingent space that are moving in that diversity area?
Sure. One that comes to mind is we work with an oil and gas organisation in Australia, and they really identified that they had an issue with a lack of female applicants to some of the technical roles out in the field, which is not a surprise. It's a fairly standard problem that companies face in that sector. And they really worked alongside the on-site team that we've got with them to integrate them in their planning, to understand what the organisation's goals were with regards to balancing that gender diversity. And they work quite closely with their hiring managers, doing training, highlighting unconscious bias, and then working with our team to, I suppose, deliver a panel of more balanced CVs and resumes to the line managers when they were hiring, and then encouraged our team to challenge their hiring managers when they weren't selecting people who were potentially female that could have been really good for the roles. So, and through that process, what actually transpired was that they've now been able to balance their workforce to a 48-52% male to female ratio, which is excellent for that industry.
In the technical field?
In the technical field.
Wow. Faye, thank you. It's been a real lesson to me in terms of diversity, and
No
I
problem.
wish you success with your projects.
Thank you.